Good afternoon. Welcome to another session with A Mind Apart. I hope you've been having a lovely week. I know they've had lots of activities going on for the last few days, so I hope you've been joining in and having lots of fun. Just an introduction to myself. My name is Emma. I'm a professional performer and a qualified yoga teacher. So it's lovely to be here with this charity, A Mind Apart. I've been performing for as long as I can remember, so it's lovely to support the charity. Just a little information about my session today. So I'm going to be taking you through a nice, gentle, relaxing yoga practice. Now, this is going to be perfect for anybody that perhaps hasn't tried any yoga before. Maybe you want to see what it's all about. I love yoga because it has so many physical benefits, but I think if people stick at it long enough, they can find that it has loads of emotional and mental benefits as well. So today, I'm going to take you through a physical practice, but I'm also going to take you through some relaxation with a bit of mindfulness and some imagery, so we can really relax. So just before we begin, if you do have any injuries or you have any niggles, just be kind to yourself. Make sure you're not pushing yourself too much throughout the physical practice. Just be kind to number one. Also, if you want to grab a pillow or a cushion that you might have lying around in your house, this will help with some of the relaxation. So just grab that now. And maybe if you have something that looks a little bit like a block, this is an actual yoga block, but if you have maybe a book, a thesaurus, a dictionary, maybe something you want to grab, this sometimes helps with a few of the modifications during the class, but it's not a necessity, so don't worry about that. And yeah, so we're going to get going. I'm going to be doing absolutely everything with you on the mat. I've got my mat set up down there. So I'm going to be on the mat. I'm going to be verbally guiding you through everything, and I'm going to be doing everything on the mat at the same time. So in the beginning, we're going to start with some relaxation. And just so when I say close your eyes at the beginning, there's no need to keep looking at the screen. I'm just going to be down on the mat at the same time. So you can close your eyes and know that you can completely relax, because I'll tell you when to open your eyes. So joining me on the mat, if you haven't got a mat, then just going down onto the carpet, onto a comfortable surface that you have in your house. And just coming down, we're going to start in a reclined position. So this means on our backs. We're going to start lying down on our back. Just allow yourself to completely relax. And you want to plant your feet into the floor and take your knees up towards the sky. Keep your knees parallel, hip width apart. And if you want to take your feet a little bit wider and bring your knees together, if that's more comfortable for you, then you can take that position. And then taking your hands, just taking them slightly away from your body. Turn your palms up towards the sky so you can allow your shoulders to really open. Taking a nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, just allow your body to relax down into the earth. And softly close your eyes here. I'm going to guide you through everything. So just finding stillness and really checking in with your surroundings, just listening out for any sounds. Perhaps any scents around your room as you inhale through your nose and exhale. Just noticing how your body feels right now. Which parts of your body feel quite heavy? Which parts feel quite light? And just asking yourself, how do you feel this morning? Or this afternoon, should I say? How do you feel in your heart, in your body, and in your mind? And then we're just going to take our hands onto our tummy. And as you inhale, I want you to imagine that you have a balloon in your tummy. And so as you breathe in through your nose, keeping your mouth closed, just notice how your hands rise towards the ceiling as you breathe in. And then notice how they fall with your tummy as the air leaves through your nose. So just taking a few breaths here, really tuning in to your breathing. And then as you lie here, just bringing your attention to a colour. To a nice colour. Maybe it's a nice colour that reminds you of a holiday that you've had, a party that you've been to, or maybe it's the colour of your favourite outfit that you like to wear. Maybe it's a colour that just reminds you of happiness, of a smile. Maybe a colour that reminds you of peace and calm. And whatever that colour is, just imagine that colour. Visualize your colour. Perhaps it might be in the form of a light or mist. And see that colour in your mind's eye, surrounding you, in front of you, and over you. And as you slowly breathe, just become aware of breathing in that colour into your nose, into your throat, into your chest, into your tummy, and into your heart. And how does that colour make you feel? Notice the sensations in your body as that colour flows in and spreads throughout your body, your mind, and your heart. And then as you exhale, as you breathe out, just imagine breathing out a colour that you dislike. A negative colour, an unhappy colour, sad colour. Let it go, watch it drift away. And so throughout our practice, when we move through the physical part of the yoga, as we breathe, inhale that happy, positive, calming colour, and exhale that negative, sad colour. So let it go. Fill yourself with everything happy. And as you take another inhale, inhaling that happiness, and exhaling all negativity, just softly opening your eyes, bringing your awareness back to the room, and just interlacing your fingers. So interlace your fingers in front of your tummy, turning the palms of your hand away from the body towards the knees, and then all the way over your head towards the floor. Now, it don't have to touch the floor if your shoulders don't go that far. Take a nice deep breath in, inhale that happy colour as you take your shoulders up to your ears. And as you breathe out, exhale everything down. Bring those hands all the way back down to your sides. And again, interlacing the fingers. Press the palms of the hands away and up over your head. Inhale, lift your shoulders to your ears, and then exhale, press everything away. One more time, you might want to lift your head up as you interlace your hands. Press those palms away, all the way over the head. Lift the shoulders and then exhale all negativity all the way back down to your sides. Now just bringing your knees into your chest. giving yourself a nice hug. So you can take your knees wide if that's more comfortable, or bring them in towards the chest. They don't have to come right in. Whatever works for you. And then lifting your head, perhaps your nose to meet your knees, into a ball. Give yourself a hug. And then as you breathe out and exhale, take your feet to the edge of your mat, your hands to the top of your mat. Take a deep breath. And then as you breathe in, stretch even further in opposite directions. Feet one way, hands the other. And then exhale over to your right. So your feet and your hands are coming to the right side of your mat. You're making a moon shape with your body here. Feel that stretch in the left side. Slowly coming back to the center. Inhale that happy, positive light color. And exhale over the opposite way. So you're taking your feet and your hands to the left now. Feel the stretch in the right side. Breathe here. Nice deep breath. And then slowly coming back to the center. Release your hands, press them away all the way down to your sides. And then bringing your knees back into your chest. Bring your nose up to meet your knees. And then taking the head slowly back down. Take your feet into the floor so your knees are up to the sky. Take your hands out in line with your shoulders. And then we're just going to windscreen wiper our knees from side to side. So like windscreen wipers on a car, think of taking the knees from side to side. They don't have to touch the floor. They don't have to go far. Just opening those hips. Opening that tummy, those ankles, those knees. And then slowly taking them back to the center. Bringing your right knee in and then sending your left leg away. You can keep the leg on the floor if you like, and you can keep your head down if you like. If you want to lift the head and you perhaps want to hover the left ankle off the floor, you can. We're just going to slowly take a change. So we're going to bring the left leg in as we extend the right. And then just switching in your own time, remembering to breathe, remembering that happy, positive color that you're inhaling every time. Just working through here, switching on those tummy muscles. Breathe here. And then lowering the head down if you've got it up, bringing both knees in. Take that nose up to meet the knees once again. And then as you breathe out, take your head down and your knees down onto the mat. We're going to roll over to our right side. So you're going to roll over onto your side. Just give yourself a hug and just remind yourself here that throughout this practice, we're just going to stay with our breath. So try and just focus on the breathing. And remember your favorite color. Using your left hand to press into the mat so you can come up to a seated position. And then just coming round so you can see me. This is where you might want to take your block or your thesaurus or your book. And if you place it underneath your sitting bones, so to sit on it, and that will just allow your hips to open if your hips are quite tight. So just doing what's right for your body. And as we cross our legs here, we're going to think about grounding down through our sitting bones. And then we're going to think of a long spine. So think of a puppet with a piece of string through the crown of your head. You're going to think of a very long spine. Think of sitting up against a wall. We're going to inhale and take the shoulders up to meet the ears. And then as you exhale, all that negativity, just allow them to release down away from the ears. So with your long spine and a long neck, we're going to inhale, take the arms all the way up, keeping those shoulders down. We're then going to exhale over to the right side. So take your right hand down to your mat. Don't take it too far away. Keep it close into your body and just allow yourself to reach with that left arm up and away. Breathing here. Trying to open that side so your heart center is nice and open. Take a nice deep breath again here. And then slowly coming back up to the center. Inhale, stretch, and then exhale over to the opposite side, taking your left hand down. So we're reaching up and away. Try not to collapse too far over. Think of reaching up into the corner of the room, shoulder away from the ear, opening that chest. Breathe here, visualizing that color. And then slowly coming back up to the center. We're going to take the hands down onto the floor in front of your body. So we're going to round through the spine here. So think of taking your chin down to your chest. And you can walk your hands forwards if you want more of a stretch and a rounding in the spine. If you want to just stay here and really round that top of the back, you can. Do what works for you. There are no expectations, no judgments. It's what's right for your body. Just allow the curve in the top of the spine, chin to chest, and take a nice deep breath here. And exhale everything out, all the negativity. Watch that negative color disappear. Another deep breath here. Slowly walking the hands back in, rolling up through the spine. Taking the hands behind the back. So just think of pressing into the floor behind your body. So you can press down and open your heart center. So we're lengthening that spine. The gaze is going to go up slightly. Open your heart center. Just a small upward stretch. And then exhale, just coming back to neutral. We're then going to inhale, take the arms up. And as we exhale this time, think of taking your left hand to your right knee and take your right arm behind your body. So as you inhale, you press into the floor with your right arm to extend that spine. Think of sitting up against a wall, nice and long. And then as you breathe out, you're going to think of just twisting over that right shoulder. So with every inhale, you're going to think of lengthening even longer. And with every exhale, you're going to think of twisting that little bit more. There should never be any pain. A little bit of discomfort is okay as we are stretching our bodies. If you have any pain, always just back out slightly. Inhale that color and really lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist. Take one more deep breath here. And then slowly coming back to the center. Inhale, take the arms up, and then exhale the opposite way. So take your right hand towards your left knee, take your left arm behind your back, press it into the floor so you can lengthen that spine, long neck. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist, and take your gaze towards that left shoulder. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. One more breath here. And then slowly returning back to the center. We're going to uncross the legs and just take them to one side so we can come round to all fours. So coming into an all fours position, if you want to just take a little rotation of your wrists first, we're going to go onto our wrists. So doing what's right for you and then coming down to all fours. So you want to make sure your wrists are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. And you're thinking of a tabletop position here. Long neck, long spine again. You'll hear me say that quite a lot. So from here, we're going to take something called cat and cow. So softening the elbows as you inhale, drawing everything in, we're going to take our gaze up, send our sitting bones up and drop our tummy down towards the floor. And then as you exhale, you're going to round in the opposite direction. Draw your tummy up to your spine and allow the crown of your head to go towards the floor. And again, inhale, gaze up, sitting bones up, drop the ribs and the tummy. Exhale, round in the opposite direction, crown of the head all the way down. Draw your tummy button towards your spine. And again, in time with your own breath. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round. Keep those elbows soft. Take 2 more breaths here. Just warming up that spine. And then slowly coming back to our tabletop position again. Take your hands slightly further forward. So we can take our sitting bones now back towards our right ankle. It doesn't have to touch the right ankle. It doesn't have to be a big movement. It can be if you want it to. So we're just warming up the hips, the knees, the wrists, and taking a rotation right, back, and round, and then left, back, and round. Again, doing what's right for your body, nobody else's. Breathing through this, warming those hips up. And then when you're ready, we're going to take child's pose. You're going to take your knees wide, your toes together, your big toes together, and then you're going to send your sitting bones back onto your heels. So you can take your arms forward and take the forehead down to the earth, down to your mat. Taking a nice deep breath here, you're thinking of sending the sitting bones back. This might be where you might use a pillow or a blanket between the leg, so there's not too much on the knees if you like, or you might want to put a pillow underneath your forehead. Whatever works for you, this is a resting pose, child's pose. Take a nice deep breath here, and this pose is always available to you at any point during a yoga practice. You can just come down here if you want to ground yourself, or just take a moment to get back to your breath. Reminding yourself of that color that you chose at the beginning, your happy color. Breathing it in. One more deep breath here. And then slowly lifting up the head so you can bring the hands in, coming back up to our all fours. Now from here, we're going to be tucking our toes. So we're going to go up to downward dog, which I'm sure if you've never done yoga before, you will have heard of downward dog. So you're tucking your toes. We're then going to allow the weight to go into the feet and the hands so we can hover our knees off the floor. So think of taking the weight into the feet. You're going to engage your core. Think of drawing your tummy button up to the spine. It's a hard position here. You will feel it. Great for your core. Just holding here for a moment if you can, breathing in and out. And then we're going to slowly send our sitting bones back and up towards the corner of the room for downward dog. So downward dog is an inversion. Our head is below our heart. So we're getting our blood flowing all around our body here. We can pedal the feet here. So just walking the feet. So I like to call this taking the dog for a walk. Downward dog. Walk the dog. Maybe nod your head yes and no. Really allow that tension to drop through and out of your head and your shoulders. You don't want to push back too far. Just a comfortable position. And think of sending your sitting bones up to the sky. So your knees, the softer your knees are, the easier it will be to send those sitting bones up. Just taking another deep breath here. And then we're going to take our gaze. We're going to look at our hands and we're going to slowly walk our feet forwards. So you may want to come up slightly with your upper body so you can walk your feet forwards to the front of the mat. Think of taking your feet hip width apart and parallel. And then we're going to exhale over. So soften those knees. Keep them bent. You might want to take your hands onto your thighs. If your hamstrings are quite tight, you want to stay up here. You want to feel a bit of a stretch in the back of the thighs. You might want to take the hands to the shins. You might want to take them to the ankles, or if your body allows, just relaxing them completely over onto the floor. Keeping your knees soft, heavy head, heavy hands. Wherever you are is right for you. Don't push anything. Be kind to yourself. Allow yourself to relax here. And every time you do this, it will get that little bit easier. Take a nice deep breath. And as you exhale, allow yourself, your head to just flop that little bit more. And now we're just going to slowly roll up through the spine, really slowly. And your head wants to be the very last thing to come up. Coming to standing. Now you might want to put your feet together here in parallel, facing the front of your mat, or you might want to take them slightly apart, whatever works for you. So bringing your feet together, standing nice and tall. Now this pose here is called mountain pose. So when you think of a mountain, you think of a strong, tall figure. So we want to be like a mountain here. So drawing up, pulling your tummy in, tucking your tailbone ever so slightly, rib cage slightly down, not sticking it out, shoulders away from the ears again, long neck. Think of that piece of string through the crown of your head. And just take a nice deep breath here, inhaling your happy color and exhaling that negativity. On our next inhale, we're then going to take the arms wide and all the way up to above our head, not too far back. Take your gaze towards your thumbs. So we're in a prayer with the hands gazing at our thumbs. We're going to take a forward fold. So as you bring your hands down past your face, you're going to soften the knees. You're going to hinge at the hips. Think of the crown of the head going forward, the sitting bones back, as you exhale all the way over your legs, back to that forward fold. So taking your hands wherever works for you. So wherever's right for your body, relax over. We're then going to take that again. So we're going to inhale, taking the arms wide, coming back up to standing, up all the way to above the head to our prayer. Gaze at those thumbs, and then just bring your hands back down to your heart center. We're going to do that again. So inhale, grabbing all that positive energy and light. Take those hands above the head, gaze at your thumbs, and exhale, breathe out. Hinge at the hips, soften the knees, crown of the head forward, sitting bones back, relax all the way over to where works for your body. And again, inhale, arms come wide, grabbing all of that positivity, and exhale back to your heart center. And again, so arms wide, inhale, up, gaze at those thumbs up above your head. Exhale, forward fold, crown of the head forward, reach those sitting bones back, soften those knees all the way over, relax. This time we're not coming straight back to standing. We're going to take a breath in as we take up gaze forwards of our mat so we can come to a flat back. So wherever you are, think of gazing forwards, long spine, and then exhale back over to where you were before. This time, maybe bending the knees a little bit more so our hands can come down to the floor. We're going to take one foot back and take it down onto our knee. Untuck the toe. Take the other foot back. So we're back in our all fours here. From here, we're going to go down to the floor. So you want to think about taking your hips forwards so your upper body is in a long line. We're going to bend at the elbows. Keep those elbows as much as you can in towards your chest. So you're going to come all the way down, chest towards the floor, slowly as you can to lie down. Keeping the hands underneath the shoulders. Press into the floor. Imagine there's a spider on the front of your mat. It's crawling along the floor towards the wall. You're watching it go. It's then going all the way up the wall. You can watch it and press into the mat. You can come up to a very small back bend. This is called a cobra. And then as you exhale, we're going to go the opposite direction. Follow that spider back down all the way to your mat. And again, so press into those hands as you take that gaze forwards. Follow that spider along the floor and up the wall. And then exhale back down. One more time. Small cobra, gaze forward and up the wall. Think of taking those shoulders away from the ears. Open your heart center. Exhale back down. Lovely. Now from here, we're just going to press into the mat, and you're going to allow your upper body to come off the floor and come back onto your knees. Find that all fours position. Tuck those toes like we did at the beginning. Hover those knees ever so slightly. Engage your tummy. And then send those sitting bones back to our downward dog. Adjusting as you need. And just take 2 deep breaths here. Allow that spine to be long. And your gaze wants to be towards your tummy button. Breathe here. And then take your gaze forwards. We're going to slowly walk those feet towards our hands. And then breathe out, exhale over those legs, wherever is right for you. Take a deep breath. And then we're going to come back up to standing. So rolling up through the spine as you take the arms wide all the way over your head to a prayer position. Look at those thumbs. And then as you breathe out all negativity, bring your hands back to your heart center. We're now just going to open out to the side of our mat. So you're going to be facing the side, not the front of the mat anymore. So opening yourself out. We're then going to take our feet, our toes out to the side. So we're coming to a second position. We're going to take our hands up to prayer again, not too far back. And then as we breathe out, we're going to come down into a goddess pose. So this is, think of your knees want to be over your toes. Don't let them drop in. So they want to be in line with your toes. And as you press down, think of strong legs, strong elbows and arms as well. Don't forget about the arms. Goddess pose, a lovely hip opener, a strong position. And then we're going to inhale, take the arms up again, straightening those legs. And then we're going to exhale back down. You don't have to go too low. Go where is right for you. Nice hip opener. Breathe here. And then again, inhale, straighten the legs, straighten the arms. And one more time, exhale back down. Breathe here, remembering that color. Exhale. And then slowly coming back up. Straighten those legs, open the arms wide. And we're going to turn the feet back to parallel. We're now going to turn out the right foot. So the right foot's opening out, facing the front of your mat. Take your gaze over that right foot. So we're facing the right arm. Gaze at that middle finger. Inhale, take those arms up again. And as we exhale, you probably will have heard of warrior 2. So we're going to bend that front leg as we take our arms out and gaze over that right middle finger. Check your knee is over your toe. Don't let it droop in or out. And this doesn't have to be a huge movement. It's quite a wide stance. And you'll feel this hip nice and open. And not forgetting that back foot, ground down through that back foot as well. This is a lovely strong pose. We're going to inhale, straighten that front leg as we take our arms up again. And then breathing out back to warrior 2. And again, inhale up. And exhale, maybe press a little bit more this time if you like. Open that hip. Breathe, shoulders down, strong arms. And inhale, arms come back up. We're going to turn the right foot in. We're going to turn the left out. And we're going to do warrior 2 on the other side. So this time, opening the hands, gaze over the front hand, which is now the left hand, and bend that left knee over that toe. Warrior 2 on the left. Inhale, straighten that leg, take those arms up. And exhale, open warrior 2. And again, inhale up, exhale out to warrior 2. And I love this pose because it reminds me we're looking to the future. Our body is in the present and we're not looking back. The past is done. We're looking positively towards the next big thing. One more time, inhale up, taking that foot in so we're back in parallel. Open the arms, and then we're going to slowly heel, toe, back. So our feet are together and just taking the arms down. From here, another pose you might have heard of, tree pose. So from here, just taking your hands to your heart center, elbows out to the sides, don't let them drop down. We're going to do a little bit of a balance. So I think people get scared by balances. Nothing to be scared about. You can only get better. So think of taking your weight into your left foot as you pick up your right. Now for tree pose, we want the leg to be turned out. So the leg that's up is going to be turned out. And we might take it so that our big toe, our toes are on the floor with the heel just by the ankle. So you can stay here and balance here with the toes just hovering. Maybe test yourself picking them up and down. If you want to take it to the calf muscle, a little bit higher, turning out that knee, you can. And if you want to go that bit further, there is the option for the foot to go on the inside of the top of the thigh. Full tree pose. So turning that right leg out, breathing here. Just imagine yourself with the roots, grounding down into the earth. This is a really lovely pose. Breathing here, balancing, testing the strength in that other leg. Taking another deep breath. And then slowly turning in that leg and bringing it back down wherever you are. And then just repeating on the other side. So taking that weight now into the right leg as you lift the left. And if you're keeping it towards the floor, turning it out and hovering those toes so the heel is just above the ankle. Maybe taking it to the calf for a little bit more of a balance. Or if you want, taking it up to the inside of the thigh for full tree pose. Hands at your heart center. And wherever you are is right for you. There are no expectations, no judgments. And just breathing here, imagining those roots grounding down into the earth like a tree. Breathe here. And then slowly turning in that leg and bringing it back down when you're ready. And a nice deep breath, opening out the arms and then stepping your right foot to come back to the front of your mat. Hands at your heart center. We're going to do what we did just before. Inhale, take the arms wide and up above your head. Gaze at those thumbs. And then exhale as we come over our forward fold. Soften those knees all the way over to where is right for you. We're going to inhale, take that gaze forward. Think of lengthening that spine. And then exhale back over. Taking your weight into your hands, however you need to get there. Take one foot back and take it down onto the knee. Untuck the toe and take the other back to all fours. We're going to walk the hands so we can sit back onto our heels. We're then going to just sweep our legs through and round so we're back in our seated position here. From here, we're just going to take our seats. So we're going to have our feet planted into the ground, knees up to the sky. Take your hands just to the backs of your thighs. As you inhale, think of taking that gaze up so you can lengthen that spine. And what we're going to do from here is we're then just going to roll and go down through the spine. So as you exhale, round the spine in the opposite direction. Contract those tummy muscles. So draw your navel, your tummy button towards your spine as you try very slowly to go all the way down onto the floor, using those hands if you need on the sides, rolling all the way down. And then as you exhale, breathe out, just allow yourself to fall down onto the mat. Take a nice deep breath here. Just taking your knees into your chest. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to take, with the hands, just encourage the knees round either way, massaging those hips, seeing how they feel now, perhaps compared to the beginning of the practice. And then bringing them back into the chest, send those feet up to the sky. Something else you might have heard of, happy baby pose. So from here, you're just going to think of bending the knees, taking the feet wide. So think of drawing the knees down towards the floor. Take your hands and you can take them to your shins if you like. You can take them to your ankles, maybe the outsides of your feet, or perhaps a bind round the big toe, depending how much movement you have in your hips here. Just doing what's right for you, knees towards the floor, and you can use the elbows as well. So think of drawing the elbows down towards the floor. And maybe just rocking from side to side. So wherever you are, doing what's right for your body. And rocking from side to side will just encourage a bit more of a stretch. And just here imagining a happy baby. Breathing in that happy colour once more. Allowing it to flood round your body. And then exhale all that negative colour. That colour you chose at the beginning. Let it go. Watch it drift away. And then slowly returning to the center, taking your feet down towards your body, and then using your hands on your knees to just draw them back in. Bring your face up to meet your knees, give yourself a nice hug, and then as you exhale, take your feet all the way down to the edges of your mat, the corners of your mat. Allow your head to sink down into the floor. Take your hands away from your body and turn those palms up towards the sky. Allow your shoulders to open. And now we're just ending with the Relaxation Savasana. Just softly close your eyes here and just know that there's nothing you need to see on the screen anymore. Allow yourself a nice deep inhale as you breathe in that happy, positive color. And as you exhale, imagine that negative color leaving your body. Watch it drift far, far away. And just allow yourself to sink down. How often do we really just stop? How often do we really give time to ourselves? This is often the hardest position of all because people actually find it really hard to just be still. So allow your feet to fall out to the side of your mat. Relax those ankles. Soften your kneecaps. Allow your hips to sink down into the earth. Let them feel heavy. Relax your tummy. Allow your rib cage to sink down and allow your shoulders to relax and fall open. Relax your elbows, soften your wrists, and allow all your fingers to feel really light. Relax your neck, soften your jaw, unclench your teeth. Perhaps allow your tongue to come away from the roof of your mouth. Soften your cheeks. Allow your eyes to sink down into their sockets. Allow your frown line to melt away. And just let the earth take all of your weight. Let it go. And just taking a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, bringing your awareness back to the room, back to your body. Maybe wiggle your fingers and your toes. Perhaps start to move your arms and your legs. And when you are ready, just bringing perhaps your knees up, maybe bringing them into your chest again, whatever works for you. And then rolling over onto your right side when you're ready. Give yourself a nice hug here and thank yourself for giving time to work on you. We always live such busy lives, going at 100 miles an hour. How often do we really take the time to give love to ourselves? So thank yourself for dedicating this time to you. And when you're ready, just using your left hand to press into your mat and coming round to a seated position. We're going to take a nice inhale as we take our arms up above our head to a prayer position. And then as you exhale, bring those hands past your face to your heart center and just softly closing your eyes here. Just reminding yourself once again of that color, of that happiness, of that positivity, of that light, and allowing it to flood around your body. And just before we finish, may you always find moments that make you smile. May you have enough friends to give you comfort, enough wealth to meet your needs, enough success to keep you eager, enough failure to keep you humble, enough enthusiasm to look forwards, and may you have enough determination to make each day a better day than yesterday. Thank you for joining me. Namaste, just bowing forwards. Have a lovely rest of week. Thank you very much.